Oh, hey there YouTubers. Just wanted to do a quick reloading video on 9mm and bullet options with Lee bullet molds. Although this certainly doesn't cover the extent of them, they have about a half dozen in their catalog. These are three that are considered fairly common. So, the first one is a Lee 124 grain Tumble Lube. This is actually a very common bullet. I got a mold for this for free off a guy. The second one is just 115 grain full metal jacket. It's like it's a pull out of some PMC or something like that. Basic range ammo. The third one is going to be 105 grain, 358 thousandth diameter Lee semi-wad cutter. This bullet is meant for revolvers, but it also is marketed as working well in 9mm. So it is an option at some point for some people. The next bullet is a 125 grain Winchester range ammo round. This has got a hollow tip on it, and it actually works really well. These are actually very accurate. I saw a guy put 5 rounds at 15 yards touching with an SD9, so take that into account. If you can find some for a cheap price, it's worth buying to practice with. Lastly is this Lee 124 grain round nose bullet. This is not a Tumble Lube design, and this is one I have not tested yet, so we'll come back to that after I'm done testing and we'll do another video. If you notice though about 2/3 the way up the bullet where this purple mark is, there is actually a scratch in the bullet. And the reason why there's a scratch in the bullet is that is how much bearing engagement surface that the bullet itself has. This is something I determined by putting it into the end of the barrel, which I'll show you real fast. And the reason why I think it's more accurate is because there's significantly more bearing area, which should theoretically stabilize it. So I'm dropping in the Tumble Lube bullet. If you notice, the Tumble Lube bullet goes all the way down to the grooves themselves. So this top piece up here, the actual round nose does nothing to stabilize the bullet in this case. Going over to the 124 grain non-Tumble Lube though, we put it in. It is a shorter bullet, but at the same time though, more of the lead went to the base of the bullet than into the nose. So the thing is that this bullet is actually significantly longer in the base than the Tumble Lube bullet. That means that you're probably getting almost an extra 1/8 inch of bearing surface. This should theoretically be very important for accuracy. So if we go back over to the Winchester bullet, if you notice, it actually has a large amount of bearing area as well compared to the Tumble Lube bullet. Then lastly, the semi-wad cutter is in the same category. If you notice, it's got a lot of bearing area too. These are actually excellent accuracy wise, but they don't feed my SD9 VE, nor do they feed my AR-15. So unfortunately they're out. I'd love to use them though. I need to work on that a little bit. The game plan right now is to load up some of the 124 grain non-Tumble Lube bullets with Blue Dot and with Tight Group and see what happens. I've been getting better accuracy out of my AR carbine with Blue Dot than with Tight Group though. It's significant even at 50 yards. So that's probably the way I'm going to lean. I think that the burn rate of Blue Dot being a lot slower is more optimized for my 16-inch barrel. That said, only one way to find out, and I'll post up results after the range. Later.